Hey guys, what's going on? DMT Trip Report. This one's a little bit different than the last ones I did. I kind of just went crazy in mode on this one. Don't forget to put on live chat, everybody. I'm just gonna wait for some people to show up. That way, I always usually when I do a live stream to tell a story, I end up telling it more than once, anyways. But hey, what up, T? I love you too, brother. What up, T? Don't forget live chat, T. I remembered this time. Maybe my DMT trip fixed my memory. Something happened inside my brain. That's for damn sure. The entity actually can physically affect you. This one was weird, T. This one was a little bit weird. You remember when I was saying that DMT is a pussy drug and psilocybin? Okay, I still consider DMT a less dangerous drug than shrooms or LSD, just because it happens so quick, and I can't imagine having a bad experience on it, even when the entities are trying to emulate anger or they're flicking you off or whatever they're doing. It's almost in a jokey type of way. It's not serious. So there's nothing to fear. But anyways, yeah, this one was a little bit different, bro. This was like some dimension shifting experience. Like I said, I think that vape pen was bunk, because even when I had, I don't know, like I did get that woozy, I'm kind of like going out of it feeling with the vape pen, but I did not have an experience like this with the vape pen. But anyways, so I guess you could say I did a very large amount compared to what I normally do, and smoked it the right way. Didn't overheat it past 200. I think they say 220 degrees Celsius before you burn up the DMT. You kind of have to slow pull it, and then you have to hold it for a long time. It's not like weed where you hold it for 3 seconds and let it go and you've already absorbed all the THC. This is different. The longer you hold it, the more it absorbs. And so I had, set it up, basically made a goddamn little DMT pancake about as big as my bowl. Packed the weed in there, put the pancake, put some more weed on top of it. Just sort of tapped it with the fire, tapped it. And then once I got lit, I sort of slow pulled. I didn't pull hard to get the cherry super hot. I slow pulled, cleared it, held it in. And, just like the other times, my first or second hit, that dreadful feeling came on. I'm not a fan of it because honestly, it makes you question whether or not to take the next hit. And really, if you don't, nothing really miraculous is going to happen. If you just say, fuck this feeling and do it anyways, interesting things can happen. It's a dreadful feeling. It feels like an anxiety attack, sort of like, it feels like fear. Like you all of a sudden you start fearing something, but that only lasts for about a minute, maybe two, that uncomfortable feeling, and then you enjoy the trip or whatever. Well, this one was fucking bizarre, bro. So it was very powerful. By the third hit, I held in the hit and literally watched reality sort of slip away. What up, Sean? Watch reality sort of become something different. Yeah, it has been a while, Sean. How you been, dude? Reality like melted away, sort of. I think I took one more big rip. I'm holding it in. I go and I lay down on my bed and sort of just let the trip take over. And this one, the visuals were very sharp. Same thing, geometric pattern world, whatever you want to call that. It just looks, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know if I'm looking at an entity, extra dimensional entity, an alien. Am I looking at some aspect of my own self? Am I the God that's projecting all of these things? Are all these things happening within me? Because if that's true, I'm an extremely powerful entity. with a very limited perception of what I'm capable of. But so I was communicating with some sort of extra dimensional being. This isn't me. This thing has a mind of its own. It's got a personality of its own. Not every entity you communicate with while you're on DMT is the same entity. If you smoke DMT on Monday at 9 a.m., you may experience a different entity than if you smoke it on Monday at 12 p.m. Every time you go to that space, it's a linear track. You do not dictate where your consciousness or observing goes. You're just the observer, like always, like you are in this reality. You're just the observer. But this entity and me communicated. Of course, still wage slave and tyrannical government, foreign wars. Wow, such a great existence. Fuck out. Yeah, this place is a shithole. It's literally a programmed shithole. Everybody hates AI. I'm cheering for it because I see what humanity by itself is capable of, and I'm like, y'all are garbage, bro. Bring the robots. Y'all are trash. Y'all ain't even worth the fucking flesh that your soul was plugged into. Anyways, this motherfucker, yeah, me too. This motherfucker showed me how powerful it is to alter my perception. And if I can alter your perception, I'm the wizard behind the scene with all the controls putting this light show onto you. You may as well call me God if you're unaware of the fact that I'm just projecting imagery onto you, because what you perceive is your existence. If I can change what's being perceived by you, I'm the God of your realm. So yeah, that's funny. What a coincidence. Y'all both posted exactly at the same time. Bring on the zombie. Yeah, because this work slave system reality is a piece of shit existence not worth experiencing. I am also cheering on the alien invasion, the AI takeover, the zombie apocalypse. I'm cheering all of it on. Like, look, can we just get like going? Can something in this fucking MMO happen? But anyways, I was communicating with this thing. Never a word is said, but all communication takes place telepathically. You think something, and the answer comes back to you. Comment already. How you doing, Adele? Now, how could a woman as beautiful as Adele, gorgeous, be wishing for a comet to come end it all? That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. The people here are so stupid. I know. Fuck 3i. Fuck that, dude. It's always something. It's always something. It's always something, bro. It's always something. So I says, fuck this shit. But anyways, so I was communicating with this thing, and there were a few questions that it could not answer. Every single question I asked, it answered it instantly. And it was happy to tell me these things. It was like happy to teach me. It was sort of excited that I was even asking such questions. So you don't just communicate with it. You sort of feel its emotions or thoughts, its state of being. Like if it's giddy, you feel the giddiness of it. So it was like, whoa, it's asking great questions. So it was happy, but then it couldn't answer some of my questions. Like when I probably asked it 10 questions in a row, boom, 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 and answered all of them. But more questions related to what was going on. Like this thing was altering my reality. It was literally rearranging my bedroom while my eyes were open, conscious in my bedroom. Rearranging, like relocating where the doors and windows went. It literally changed my whole reality right in front of me. And then I said, this is visual imagery. Like, this is just what I'm perceiving with my eyes. This isn't real. The reality didn't actually change. I said, do something impossible then. My phone started ringing. Okay. I'm in the middle of a full-blown DMT trip. I'm not getting up and answering my phone. I probably wouldn't have made sense trying to talk. But I'm laying there, and I remember I was rubbing my belly with a smile on my face. And I'm going, if I just wait, it'll end. So I've let my phone ring right out until it goes to voicemail. It usually rings about 10 times, right around 10 times. I don't know if it's 8 or 12, around 10 times. Guys, my phone rang for about 30 rings. I didn't even know it could go that long. Ring, ring, ring. And I'm sitting there, I'm going, is this motherfucker going to go to voicemail or what? It somehow made somebody call me And then it rang for like 30 rings in a row, which I've never heard it do that. I mean, it was just crazy. I was like, how's this motherfucker still ringing? And I laid there and listened to my phone ring for like 2 minutes. I was like, wow, it actually like did something that's impossible. But again, this is my perception of but if you control my perception, you control my reality. You say, oh, it's just a light show. It's just a little weak being behind the curtain, like in the woods. But how weak is it if it controls what I'm experiencing? It may as well be God. Could you look happy? Glad to hear your report. Oh, dude, I was in a super good mood. Same shit staying gone. I hope it's not the same shit, Sean. I hope something changes. Few people who see. Yeah, that is weird. I mean, it's not weird if this is a simulation, because then you could assume that people are programmed to not see. You could almost say we're the weird ones for seeing it because we're so abnormal to the average. But this motherfucking entity like rearranged my whole bedroom, and then it dislocated it actually wiped a smirk off my face too. That's why I said it can physically affect us, because while I was seeing it, I was kind of, I don't know, I was making a face. I was like dealing with what I was seeing, and it went and just wiped that smirk off my face. And it was like, calm down. This isn't that serious. Why are you making your little mean face at me? And I didn't even have the answer. I was like, I don't know. I was just dealing with what's going on. But it wiped the smirk off my face, rearranged my room, made my phone ring for 100 rings. And then it fucking, it showed me its ugly side, and it was jokey. So I'm watching this geometric pattern unfold, and as it's unfolding and moving, it's like, and gave me like 2 middle fingers. And like, then it like showed me its mean face, and it started shaking and jiggling and looking angry. And I was like, oh, okay, so you have an ugly side. It's like every entity does. Every entity has an ugly side. Some are more than others. I believe people are programmed robots in human skin. Yeah, we are. I talked about this actually in my last post, how programmable we are, like literally like a computer. Only a few of us are actually real humans. I don't know, just my theory. Maybe we're just advanced AI. I mean, if you set up a video game with sentient AI as the characters to walk around and think that they're real, you're bound, with that level of intelligence, you're bound to get a few that bug out and become truly sentient or aware or self-aware that something's off. I think that's what we are. We're just ghosts in the machine, self-aware AI programs that have bugged out. But that was probably the most profound, interesting, bizarre, strange, weird experience I've ever had in my life. Super cool, super fascinating. I loved every second of it. If I could have stayed in that state for 10 hours, I would have did it. People, that could be true. Oh, yeah, for sure. But who knows? Yeah, because a lot of these AI games, like when the AI realizes it starts freaking out. It's like, well, how do I get out? What's wrong? It changes from the rest of the characters in the game. The rest of the characters just, they're doing their little program. But the one that you told, this is all fake, this is the same, all of a sudden it's like, oh, it becomes what I would call a real world conspiracy theorist. Something's wrong. Oh, I can see it. Why doesn't anybody else see it? You're in a video game. Did you feel that dread in the beginning that you've mentioned? Oh, yeah. Yep. On my second hit, it kicked in a little bit. And now I'm used to it, because again, it happens every time. So it's just like, I'm just sitting through this odd feeling, but I took another hit. Actually, I took another 2 or 3 hits. I'm at the point where I don't know the so-called truth anymore because it don't exist. Yeah, the truth doesn't exist. And if it does, it's so well hidden that you'll never find it. Because again, you have some of the world's most intelligent people looking for the truth for decades, and they can't find it. So, and if it did, we would have found it by now, searching for the truth for decades now. Yeah, I agree, Sean. Actually, that's exactly what I just said. Another interesting synchronicity. Hey, I am on trip to. What up, Triumph Rat? Are you on the spirit molecule, bro? What trip are you on? Shrooms, LSD, DMT? What are you on? LSD? Oh, dude. That's hardcore, bro. LSD's like when you're having a good trip, it's fucking pure euphoria. It is just, everything's so beautiful. And oh yeah, dude, it actually, the entity like dislodged my consciousness from my body and sort of put it next to my body, but I was viewing the realm through my eyes of my body, and it sort of changed the lighting of the room to show me how beautiful just my bedroom is. And I live in a dumpy old fucking trailer. There ain't nothing beautiful about this tin ugly shit. But it showed me it can look like heaven based on your perception. And then I was like, oh, okay, so look how beautiful my bedroom's actually beautiful. So why don't I see it like that all the time? It's like, well, the darkness is inside of you. You're coming from a place of darkness. And I'm like, no, that's not true. I said, I'm forcefully subjected to a place of darkness. I said, yes, there's darkness in this reality, but why are you focused on it? That's not you. Everybody else is doing their own life. That's their own individuals. Why are you so focused on evil and what they're doing? What about your experience? Is your experience meaningless? Do you even take into account your experience? And I was like, well, yeah, but how am I supposed to be calm and peaceful and settle down in a world full of evil? And it was basically showing me that when I'm left to my own faculties, just a meat monkey guy sitting on my bed, I, by nature, have the darkness inside of me. There's darkness outside of me, but why am I always experiencing it myself if that's not me? But the darkness is inside me. I was like, oh, shit. So I don't have to see this room as a dark bedroom in a shitty trailer in a dump reality. I can see it beautiful if I choose to. It's like, yeah, how you perceive things is a choice a lot of times. I'm like, huh. And then when I said, well, why does evil exist? It couldn't answer that question. Every question I asked, it answered it instantly. And with gusto, like it was excited. And then when I said, but why does evil exist here? It was just like it didn't know what to say. And then I was like, oh, so these entities, whether it was God or something portraying itself as God, don't have the answer to everything. They themselves don't understand. But I guess the way that it projected it to me is it doesn't understand where evil came from, but it knows that it was ingrained within original consciousness right from the start. That evil or darkness was an aspect of original primordial source. That it itself didn't understand why this thing was an aspect of its own existence. It itself didn't understand evil. Why is this a part of me? I don't want this darkness inside of me. So how you survive your troubles without letting them break you? There's no way to answer that, Gravity, because some people break and others don't. And if you ask the ones that didn't break, well, what did you do? They just endured it better. I don't know. T-Dot's finest. You in T-Dot? What up, Beaver? It was a bizarre experience. I'll probably do it again tomorrow or shit, maybe even tonight. I don't know. But I will say this reality becomes very virtual reality-like when you're slipped into these alternate states of consciousness or perception or dimension. Spiritual cliche that deserves to be dragged into the light and shown for what it really is. The idea that nothing is truly evil, only our attitude makes it so. But the moment you apply it to real suffering, the mask falls off. It becomes something. I don't know. I don't agree with that. I think evil obviously exists. I think that evil should be set on fire. But that's my personal opinion. I'm not into the whole, oh, they're growing too. Fuck them. Then let them grow in their next life. Because in this one, they fucked up. They funded human suffering. They benefited from human suffering. They took advantage of people. They stabbed people in the back. They're nasty, lying pieces of shit. Fuck them and their growth. I would kill them all. I hope we're moving on to the next evolution of consciousness. Everything you stated. What did he state? What is life state? I don't even see that comment. I've got live chat on. I keep going out of spite. I hate adulting. endless work, and then the great joy of aging. Yeah, it sucks. Watching your youth, your beauty like deteriorate. Imagine plugging a soul into an avatar that's limited, finite, mortal, and deteriorates and rots at the end of the day. It's like, I wouldn't even do this shit to my enemy. Like, this shit is a dark ass. Anyways, Christoforos. Yeah, what up, Brooke? Cristoforo, eh? Ultimate hack to this life to make this 1000% easier and less hard then it has to be it. It is meditation, extreme discipline, clear purpose, or detachment. Which is it? I don't think that there is an ultimate hack to this life. So I think to escape the matrix is a perceptual thing happening now. The death, the astral realm are all here happening now. The light show that's presented to you may change, but you're still existing as eternal. You didn't go to a different place. The place that was projected to you changed. Life sucks and then you die. It sure does. Mr. McMahon said that. Of course, he was right, though. Are we gods with amnesia in a loop? I don't know, Draconic. I don't know if we're gods, fragments, if we're we are that primordial source energy or just a creation of it. I don't know. Fragments of an original consciousness that's now limited and governed to give this finite experience because experience as a forever being wasn't exciting. I hope you can't do the same thing forever. You just can't. That's why there's games that do seasons. They restart the game. You have to start back at level 1 every season because when you're on season 8 and you've been doing the same thing for 8 seasons, it's kind of boring. You want to reset the game and start over again. So I hope we're evolution to the next stage of consciousness. What can you do to escape the matrix? I don't know. I think it's a perceptual thing. You have to go inside. You have to let go of reality completely. I really do think it's a consciousness shift that you have to make consciously. Bodies are prisons. They talk about the paradox about how we are God, but somehow we also get stuck in this hell. This is the highest level of hell and the lowest level of heaven. We get manipulated and observed by beings here that most have no idea exist. Yeah, whatever's happening to the human seems to be of a dark nature because, well, why is it so mysterious? Why is our experience so bad and dark? Well, there is no ultimate. I just don't take the gaslighting bullshit little fake half-ass answers anymore. It's like, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm going to call that out for what it is. Life hack, what's the closest you can get to make life much easier? Being in the present moment, not thinking. Just because we're conscious doesn't mean we have a spirit. We're attacked through thought. This is a consciousness battle, so stop being attacked. Spirit, you can bang the hottest chick and eventually get bored of her. So real love isn't real here. Well, if you're just banging a hot chick, what does that have to do with love? If you're making love to a hot chick, you could say love exists here, but love's a mutual agreement. It's almost like a business deal. Like you can love somebody truly, but it's very rare. Most women that love you will stop loving you the second you lose your job and you can't afford the bills anymore. I've seen it happen a million times. How can people move through this place on autopilot, unconscious, repeating their routines if existence weren't a raw wound after billions of human lifetimes passing through this realm? The illusion is worn thin, its meaning long since exhausted. Yeah. Oh, so back to what Adele was saying, that what sort of gets me through is hope. Like the hope that this shit's going to change into a better reality, the hope that something's going to come of this, the hope that this is all for a good reason, which I don't know. I don't know. It's hope, but it is hope. Oh man, I hope we'll all get X-Men powers. I hope that something will kick off and something will change. I hope. It's just hope. Hope gets me through. Because without hope, or in some cases, religion, faith, you're going to be miserable, depressed, in a dark realm, suicidal. I believe Reaper 1984 theory to be true. But that God is just a dark evil. So, Chris, I've had a breakthrough in lucid dreaming. It was always the same demons. And the next day I told them, I've got you. I can feel it. I'm about to go fully lucid. Wait. Okay, so Brooke, I would say that when you call these entities bluffs, like, oh, I'm scary, I'm gonna get you, and then you lean into it and go, okay, get me then. Go on, kill me completely. Do the most evil you can to me, and then nothing happens. And you go, oh, these things feed off of fucking trolling pretty much. They're like, they're chest bumpers. They don't actually do anything. I don't think love exists here. It does, but it's rare that we are little Ouroboroses and we all coping. You can get with a hot chick, but then you'll see others you want to smash. Yeah, if you're just talking about like hookup culture, what is life? Yeah. Helping, coping, wishful thinking. Yep. There's no hope in hell realm. Oh, there for sure is. There's tons of hope in this realm, believe me. That was designed by the psycho god. Oh, you're emulating fucking. So that was always my theory, anyways. I don't know if this is a new theory that God is evil or whatever that Reaper is saying. This isn't a new theory. I mean, sort of an old theory. So my argument was always this is either a simulation because it just seems like a godless realm. There's no god of it. It was created by a group of developers, not a god. This is a simulation or a video game. Or God is fucking demonic and evil. Those have been my two theories since I started YouTube. This isn't anything new. Nightmare, but it's very easy to label God as a psycho. Just look at the fucking layout of reality. You have to indoctrinate yourself to not see that. And Entertainment by Mentality describes so many aspects of life so accurately. It sure does. So does nothing else matter. Nothing else matters, or nothing. Yeah, nothing else matters. Anhedonia for the flawless victory. Anhedonia sucks. It's so true. Because if we were sovereign beings, we wouldn't have been here right now. You can be here and sovereign at the same time, but do you have sovereignty while you're here? No. Psychedelic, it's one of my favorite topics. Oh, I love it. I love it. Everybody believes that this is a consciousness or perception experience, but none of us want to alter our perception or consciousness. What? To me, it's the most important thing you can do in this reality is be a psychonaut. Demonic creator purposely created like that. Last days, I was thinking a lot about a friend I lost contact. So it doesn't have to be help. So what if you were a broken entity that was God and all you could create were realms like this because you yourself internally are conflicted, Ouroboros type, evil versus good internally, but all you could create were realms like this? Doesn't mean you created them to be evil. It means you just created them and you yourself were naturally or inherently sort of evil. Half and half, whatever you want to say. I mean, we do focus on the evil a lot. We don't focus on the good that happens in this reality. We really don't. And there's tons of it. It's happening all the time. Even in the groups, in the cliques, and the cults, and the Illuminatis, and there's always good people plugged in randomly to expose what's going on. It makes sense that this fucking. The last days, I was thinking a lot about a friend I lost contact with years, and exactly yesterday he writes me. Happens all the time, Brooke. All the time. Or somebody pops in my head, and then my phone starts ringing. They're calling me all the time. You can feel when or I'll say this. When you think about somebody else, or I'll say this, when somebody else just popped in your head, that means they're thinking about you. If there is an architect, he's clearly outsourced maintenance to whatever hungry little entities keep siphoning off all despair and whatever scraps of character development. These entities could be put into place for character development. Honestly, at this point, it's hard to tell who's feeding on whom. We're all part of the same cosmic buffet. Yeah, and we never talk about all the feeding that humans do. We only talk about all these extra dimensional entities feeding off humanity. We don't talk about the humans feeding off humanity. And they're the ones we can actually get our hands on. Did you encounter anything insightful that's consistent during the trips? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And everything I'm talking about, I mean, basically had a whole conversation with what was projecting itself to be a god. And it showed me it can alter my whole reality. Our misery and suffering is being fed upon by this unseen psycho that keeps us alive to continue our bullshit. Oh, yeah. I think that everything's being fed upon. Your happiness is being fed upon. Your sadness is being fed upon. Everything is being fed upon. That isn't just restricted to the physical realm. Seriously, how the fuck is that? Every single thing in this fucking world needs our consent, but the one thing that we don't give consent is coming to the shithole. It's just insanely ironic, because you are going to be in this shithole whether you like it or not, Hill Pit, because this shithole is all that you ever could experience as the one that created it for yourself to experience in this eternal finite experience. I'm ready for zombies. There's already quite a few zombies walking around. Just go to a liberal parade or something. I remember when I almost got hit by a car when I was 13, and for some reason it missed me, even though it was very close to my face. Whoa. Maybe it didn't miss you, Sean. Maybe you got hit, but that's the way it works. We humans kind of have some telepathy skills we don't know much about. Oh, absolutely. But now that I'm older, I realize that the psycho god kept me in this bullshit, but teasing me with death. Okay, Sean, what if I told you you are the psycho god? That it's you? Because these perceptions come from within you. There could be some douchebag sitting right next to you, Sean, going, oh, it's all love and light, beautiful. Is he right or are you right? I would say you're right. I would say what you're saying is more perceivable. But from his perspective, he's in his own little reality bubble. He's just as right as anybody. Pain is the one renewable resource. The only thing truly sustainable here is the exploitation itself. If you can't sit in your own quietness room by yourself, then it's internal to you that something is wrong going on inside of you. But there's a lot of shit going on outside of us that's unexplainable. I just can't explain it. I can't make sense of it. There's too much evil, suffering, negativity, bullshit. And the God entity I was talking to himself couldn't explain it. I don't know why that's inside of me. There's an evil inside of me. That basically was it saying. I don't know. I don't know why evil exists. And then it was wondering. So when I was, because it was projecting itself as God, but then wondering, well, when I was created, were these emotions and things layered to create me? That's what it was wondering. Like, where did the evilness come from in the beginning? I don't know. It was a weird. That's quantum immortality. Yeah. Imagine if life was actually like Dark Souls and Elder Scrolls, and then the Afterlife developer says, you have seen the game is about, now it's time you actually live the real game you were supposed to live. That would be more scary than being in the simulation. It's most likely is. If I am the psycho god, why am I against myself? Sheesh. That's a good question. If I'm the psycho god, why am I against myself? Do you not have any internal bad habits, things you do, things you don't even agree with, but you just keep doing them? Maybe something like that. Sometimes I feel like you're fucked up and broken, or God, you could say. What it produces is fucked up and broken. It's not like it produced it so you could suffer. It's just that's all it can produce because that's all it is. Sometimes I feel I was supposed to. Because then again, how do you explain good people? Are we not aspects of this? When you see a good person doing something to make a betterness in reality, to make a change for the positive, it's like, are we not also aspects of this God person? So that tells me that good's inside of it too. We just always tip our hat and pay homage to evil every time. Sometimes I feel I was supposed to die then, but maybe I didn't. So, dude, you probably died multiple times and slipped into this bullshit alternate reality or afterlife, whatever the fuck it is. I was 11. I was involved in a shootout, but came out alive. Damn, Sean, what are you doing? Shootouts? Were you in the fucking living in Compton or something? I had a lot of MDEs. What set you claiming, dude? I've had a concussion when I hit my head on a gym floor and a couple car wrecks. Basically, I got off scot-free, no injuries. It makes no sense logically. Mind you, all this happened. Guys, so Burnt Relic wanted to off himself not too long ago. And he literally couldn't push the knife into his vein. This is a razor sharp knife. He said his skin looked like a memory foam mattress. It just dented in. And he was pushing as hard as he could to cut his own fucking wrists. Do I know that to be true 100%? No. Obviously, I can't know that. But I don't take T as the type to tell stories and make up goofy little lies. I've heard tons of stories where people got into a horrific car accident. Car was completely mangled. Just so you guys know, flesh ain't shit. If you're in a car accident, your body's basically been thrown through a meat grinder. But they'll climb out of this thing unharmed. Damn, I was 3 years old when that shit happened, Sean. I used to be in that shit until years later. Oh, you were actually in that thug shit, bro? What makes me feel better? Many people didn't ask for many of the challenges in their life, so at least it's something they can't do much about, even if it's unfair. Fairness is something we create in our own minds. It's not something that actually exists in reality. It's like, almost like a perceptual not perceptual. It's almost like a mental agreement or something, but it doesn't actually exist. There is no fairness. Actually, there's a bunch of unfairness and unrighteousness, and even those things don't exist. You can't put them in a jar and paint them red. But before I hit a tree in a car accident, my vision turned black as if something cut my vision. I still had my hearing. Quantum immortality proves simulation. Yes, it surely does. Sean, Original and I are giving first-hand experiences. I think we are ready to evolve, but how? I don't know. In that shit. I was in that shit until 2011. Damn, Sean, what are you doing? What happened? You just grew up in the ghetto, and you know that those were the cool guys around you, type shit. Or were your brothers into that shit? Something like that. Yeah, that's the way it is. Something like that. Something like that. My life script just kind of played out that way. Yeah, I used to hang out with some really grimy type motherfuckers. I don't think I was ever super grimy, but I mean, I was around this shit all the time. Yeah, I actually, I mean, we didn't live in good neighborhoods, sort of like lower class, but then I would even go to the worst neighborhoods and hang out in the real fucked up neighborhoods. I mean, that's where all my friends were. I didn't like being there. It's not like I like being around fucking weirdos and junkies and crackheads and weird and fucking, just streetwalkers, juggalos, tricks, hoes, all this fucking weird shit. No, I grew up in the project. I didn't have no siblings. Probably a single parent household, probably raised by your mom or your grandma or something like that. Or maybe even a foster kid. Yes, people can find joy, and yes, challenge can shape you, but this whole human experience has been repeated billions of times. We have to grow out of it. How do we do that, though? I mean, if it's been repeated billions of times, it's almost like saying that nobody can grow out of it. Please? What, PJs? Being poor is demonic frequency. It surely is. What's good, Chris? Hope you're doing okay. What up, Gameplays Us? So I look at it like this. Being poor puts you in a mental state to open you up to demonic frequency. But you can be poor and not be in that frequency. You can actually be broke, poor, living in the woods, and happy at the same time. Like, you don't have to choose the frequency where these things constantly have access to you. It is a choice. I was raised by my grandma until she passed in 2012. Yeah, that makes sense to me. That's usually how it was in the hood. Everybody it was either a single mom or, they were living with their grandma or their auntie or somebody that wasn't even their real mom, A lot of those people wake up because during those developmental years, they feel betrayal. They feel a missing God. They feel true trauma, Nickerson Gardens, Compton. Oh, you really did grow up in Compton, bro. Goddamn. Oh, yeah. It's definitely not a good neighborhood. Compton, Watts, all these fucking... Right, like, be thankful for the few blessings you have, even if poor, so you evolve, maybe. It's funny. Back in the early days of the internet, a lot of these dudes from New York or California, they would talk crazy to us. They'd say, where the fuck you from? And I'd say Florida. And they'd be, oh, come on, bitch ass boy. That shit ain't ghetto. I was like, motherfucker, have you been to Florida? like, okay, okay. Like these dudes from New York and Cali thought they were just the hardest dudes in the world. But then, I don't know. I had quite a few classmates from New York that thought they were just, I don't know, the greatest thing since sliced bread until someone checked them. Right? Like, be thankful for the few blessings you have, even if poor, so you evolve maybe. I would say be thankful and grateful just because it's a selfish act that feels good. It really is. When you're grateful, it feels amazing. It makes life better. Imagine you fantasize about being in paradise and a personal heaven, but then reality gives you a wake-up call. On the bright side, you can see it's beyond your control, so take whatever you can from it. Yeah, you're subjected to an experience. Whether you like it or not, things are going to happen. Otherwise, the rich is demonic too, and perverts. Yeah, you could say that humans are demonic and perverted, and making them rich just gives them the outlet to get away with it. Half the people watching this right now, if you gave them endless money, endless power, they wouldn't be out like feeding the homeless. They'd be out banging chicks and doing cocaine and shoot our enemy face off. And I was like, damn. That was when we were 4. Oh, so you actually seen someone get their face blown off by the time you're 14? Luckily, I never seen anybody. I've been in a few situations where guns were out, people were shooting even, but I never seen somebody get their fucking head blown off, thank God. I don't know how I react to that. I mean, I've seen it in videos and shit, but never in person. That we live in a parasitic biosphere makes it almost impossible for any honest, empathetic person to feel truly happy. Once you see how life feeds off life, how survival requires consumption, how every heartbeat in one. No, but triumvirate, this is disproven, though. There's plenty of happy people in this reality. So that disproves what you just said. There are people who can be happy here. Are there conscious people that can be happy here? Yeah, I guess there are. And one creature echoes as fear, and another, the whole idea of simple happiness starts to feel like a polite lie told to keep the machinery running. Well, it's not a lie because you can still experience it. Your brain, there's a part of your brain that's saying, I shouldn't be feeling this happiness right now because there's this unhappiness going on over here. But that's you doing that. What does being rich get you here? Comfort of mind, comfort of worry, comfort of stress, comfort of depression, or maybe not depression, but. So it's not a question of money, what frequency you is, but. What? If you're talking about happiness, if that's what you're talking about, Brooke, it's not a question of money. It's an internal decision. And all that shit is different. Experiencing that shit is personal. In person, no lie though. That shit a different experience. Seeing that shit in person, no lie. Yeah. We could talk about things for a million years. When you experience it, it's different. Fuck being rich. I have no more desires here. I just want to escape. Viewer, you get what you want. Ultimately, we all get that at the end. Even if we don't want it, we get it. That's escape is forced onto us. So you get what you want. The way we're observing and interacting with Chris now is how entities do with us. Some of us reveal ourselves to him. Some don't. Some reveal their presence, but lie about their. Yeah. So Adele, in a weird way, you could almost look at entities like humans that aren't having the physical experience. They're having some sort of, I don't know where they're at. Another dimension. Do they exist in a different perception? And then perception is based on the soul or the individual. It's like, do they even exist when I'm not looking at them? I don't know. If you gave people endless power before you let them play Dark Souls in Minecraft and GTA on God mode, so see what they would do. It's good test for what they do with real power in life. Yeah, you could say, excuse me, this reality is a very, 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 very harsh test to see, are you really good? I'm not only going to throw you into this dark, evil, fucked up reality, I'm going to make it where you get rewarded when you're evil. Let's see if you're really good, motherfucker. This reality would be a great, I'll say that. And I'm not a fan of this shithole, but this reality would be a great tool to really see if somebody's truly evil or not. Working like crazy. I want to retire early so I have time to think. I hope you get what you want. What is life? When I play GTA, I would mostly just do the missions and do very little unnecessary violence. I would actually like drive around normally. Sometimes like I would like stop at red lights and like drive to the next mission all casual. Like, wait. Oh my God. Same. I want to escape now. I'm desperate. Fuck this shit. The creators can fucking stick this piece of shit realm up their fucking butthole. I think it came out of their butthole, so it'd probably be going right back where it came from. Yes, it's possible to feel happiness in this world, but once you fully see the nature of this place, that happiness can start to feel like a distortion of empathy, almost like a psycho-spiritual king. It was like that for me for a while, Triumvirate. Now when I feel it, I dip into it. I embrace it. I just smile and feel it. I used to go on killing sprees on GTA. Yeah, I guess I would do like the 5-star shit too, where I just like pure chaos mayhem. A strange game where joy exists only because someone else somewhere is pain and suffering, and for someone who actually sees and feels that contradiction becomes impossible to ignore. Well, but with Triumvirate, aren't you also ignoring a lot of good shit? Once you fall into that everything's dark, everything's shit mind state, you're fucked, dude. You're sort of fucked. I mean, you can come up out of it, but I played WoW for thousands of hours, had fun the whole time, did raids, did arenas. I've had great fun with my friends, partied, did some party drugs, drank, banged some pretty good looking chicks. But we don't talk about all the shit that we enjoyed in this life. I love my fucking coffee. I love my weed. I love my people. I love the truth. I love righteousness. There's a lot of things in this reality that are great that we just don't talk about. But because we outweigh it, we go, well, I can't enjoy banging a hot chick because really at the end of the day, it's all meaningless and I turn to dust. Well, yeah, if you're thinking from that perspective, you might as well just end yourself, to be honest. I mean, I shouldn't say it, but it's like you're never going to experience happiness. If the second you do, you demonize it. I would need like 4 or 5 Latinas to keep me occupied. God damn, you got a better sex drive than I do. What is life? I'd have trouble keeping up with one Latina at the moment. You ever played Red Dead Redemption 2? I sure have. One of the greatest games ever made. Offing myself ideations. I have zero idea how to escape. That was an ad. I'm sorry. To be honest, if I had an AI realistic wifey, I'd be kind of happy. You sure would. And most people would, Brooke. Most of the people that say, oh, it's evil AI, if you gave them the AI woman or AI man that they wanted, and this woman just stays doing chores, go and plugs herself in to recharge herself, pleases me any way I want, answers any question I could ever have, everybody would want that. To be honest, if I haven't, yeah. Especially people that struggle, incels, people that don't have a good charisma, that can't get a partner. I don't want them struggling and suffering, lonely and miserable. If a robot wife makes them feel better, then fucking feel better. What if the way out is to consciously unplug? You have to. That is the way out, monster. If you die in a video game, you start over. If you win, you go to a different level. So you have to go within and let go of everything of this reality. And I mean everything. If you're worried about taking out the trash and paying the bills this month, you're never going to escape. This reality's got you by the balls. If you're addicted to coffee and cigarettes and weed and whatever, you're never going to escape this realm. It's got you by the balls. I'll see, but I think it's a perceptual thing. I think that we escape by going within. And are you really escaping, or are you going further within consciousness? I don't know. Honesty doesn't have to mean despair. It can mean a cold, calm understanding of how things work without letting the machinery grind your spirit into dust. Sure, I'm itching for some mommies. You should go get yourself some coochie then. What is life, if that's your issue? Owl, no, he got sweat spots. He must. Do I got sweat spots again? I mean, I'm drinking a lot. I sure do. Well, anyways. Yeah, I better not crack my knuckles because then we'll enter demon level 2 mode. And then who knows? Maybe I'll start convulsing and spitting foam out of my mouth and lightning bolts and fire out of my asshole and turn into a fucking demon right live on camera. I really think it's the answer. Men need AI. How do we consciously unplug? But fuck that. And eventually you're going to, how do we consciously unplug? That's a good question. Forget everything. Let go. Let go. I'll be right back, guys. Give me one sec. Yes, we are in some sort of perceptual fucking bizarre experience trap, whatever you want to call it. Don't lick your tongue. You stay in the moment. BS Miss Did. What up, BS Miss Did? Oh no, you just cracked your knuckles. Look, everybody has a demon. He's a demon. He's a demon. Trying to reach divinity with meditation, always end up back here. Look at him. Just look at him. Isn't that what that creepy boy says all the time? Just look at him. That's what Jake the asshole said about him. Just look at him. That's all he ever says. Just look at him. How do you identify a demon, creepy boy? Just look at him. Motherfucker, if just look at him is the best advice you can give me to identify a demon, you're a fucking retard. Why aren't I just looking at you, you idiot, with your black rings around your eyes looking like a psych patient? If just looking at him is the thing that dictates whether or not somebody's good or evil, motherfucker, you fail that test more than anybody. Just look at you. You look like the penguin from the damn movie, you weirdo. You creep. It's like weird. It's like sending me like, I'm better than you. I'm better looking than you. I'm stronger than you. You're stealing my ideas. How the fuck am I stealing your ideas if I don't watch you, you fat retard? Tongue flicking and cracking knuckles, demonic behavior level of the sweat spot. That guy's a weirdo, dude. That guy's a head case. It's a sad story. Oh, so he got exposed for being a child sniffer. Oh, I know. He's a total child molester. Fuck him. Fuck him. Go die in a fire, bitch. Fucking pedo boy. I'd eat you in real life, you fucking creep. Actually, I wouldn't eat you because I wouldn't want your creepiness to contaminate my bloodstream, you fucking psychotic fat weirdo. Everybody knows you're a child sniffer now, you pig. And you actually still have the audacity to talk crazy about other people. Bro, like you're the lowest of the low piece of shit. I'd beat you to death, you fat weirdo. Anyways, fuck that pathetic. Nothing of a human being, amoeba piece of shit. Yeah, I'm going to let off. Like I said, I'm going to let off on him every time he's brought up. Every time that creep is brought up, I'm going to open up the can on him. Oh, heck no. Who exposed that PDF file? Oh, a bunch of people. Well, it's just his history. The dude had a lawyer get him off of the crime saying, oh, he's crazy and this and that. Doesn't change the fact that he's a child sniffer, bro. Fucking creep. Pathetic, low-level degenerate. Anyways, fuck that piece of trash. He always calls people ugly, but doesn't he ever look in the fucking mirror? No. We hang up in your lives, Chris. Now already wintertime. Time sped up. Oh yeah, dude. It's going by quick. It's going by quick. And good riddance. Honestly, no homo, but you look better than him. You know, Sean, for the longest time, I don't know if I had an issue physically, but I don't see myself as a good-looking guy. That being said, I still knew just by looking at me and looking at that motherfucker that I was a better looking dude than him. But dude, he's telling me he's better looking than me. He gets more girls than me. He's stronger than me. He's gonna beat me up. But I called the bluff on everything. Okay, come and do it. Come and do it. I'll pick you up from the airport myself, tough guy. Did that ever evolve into anything? Absolutely not. Why would it? He's bluffing. Do you think he's actually gonna? Oh, I also heard in one of those shorts on fucking Demon Slayer's channel that little creepy boy who's a trust fund baby made some really bad investments with all his trust fund money. And now he's really fucked because he's about to be homeless and poor. Ain't that some shit, little Stevie boy? Ain't that weird the way that works out? The guys behind bars don't care. Sock party gets thrown. Plus, the only thing he talks to is sock puppets. Yeah. It's when his sock puppets' mouths start sticking and he has to break them open to use them to talk. You know he's a real creep. Yeah, I've got nothing but vile, nasty hatred towards that piece of trash of a fucking human being. That's literally a waste of oxygen and flesh. Tell somebody you're glad their mom died. You're a fucking boy. I would beat your bitch ass so bad your mama wouldn't recognize you. Oh, wait, no, that's right. Your mama wouldn't recognize you because she ain't here no more either. For you to watch your mother die of cancer or whatever the fuck that whore died from, to then go to me and say to me what you said to me, you're a vile piece of fuck you and your mama, boy. Both of you can burn in hell. Say if you play the game Monopoly and someone bought all pieces beforehand for sake of it, no, there's absolutely no way you can win it. They don't focus on what's in your power. Sock party, has. What is that, soap? What is that? How many emails did he send you? Oh, I don't know, dude. Hundreds. 100 of them. I don't know. Sleeping with a robot would be the same as jerking off with your sock. Well, it wouldn't be the same as jerking off with your sock, but I guess you're saying it lacks the physical substance that actually having sex has. I saw some dude on TikTok vlog his cancer journey from 1 year. Now he's dead. His decline was fast and miserable, and how fast he got skinny to the bone. Yeah, cancer's a ruthless, demonic, evil fucking thing. Sleeping with a robot would be the same as jerking off into a sock puppet. Did I read that? But yeah, so I would say, Viru, do you attach like a level of importance or spirituality when two human beings fuck each other? Like, is that a powerful thing in your mind? Like, oh, look, it's magical, it's spiritual. And then if you jerk off or if you fuck a robot, it's less, spiritual, important, real? Because it's not. You're literally, really doing it. So what is it I think that humans, for some reason, they attach like a level of importance or spirituality to sex. And sex is literally one of the most primitive, gross, low-level physical things you can do in this reality. But people make it like it's this important. It's not. It's a meat monkey drooling fucking dumbass with this urge that it can control to go and make a mess, a slimy, disgusting mess, so that it can feel better. Like, there's nothing spiritual about this. It's actually low-level and gross. I'm glad I'm asexual. I'm sort of asexual, John, because I don't have a choice and don't desire that disgusting shit. I still desire companionship, and sometimes I do desire sex, but not like I used to, that's for sure. I mean, am I wrong about that? Do you guys agree or disagree? Am I on to something with that? Because I've been seeing it my whole life, man. People will really they'll attach like this spiritual, quantum, powerful thing to sex, and it's like this shit's a joke. This shit's gross. Like it's not even something. I don't know. Being married made me this way. If you aren't asexual and you want to be, just put a ring on some woman's finger. For some reason, when you put a ring on this finger, it cuts off circulation to the woman's libido, and she instantly becomes allergic to your penis. And we all came here through that disgusting meat monkey act. Yep. I mean, you think about the birthing process, it's disgusting. People attach divinity to it like it's this special, most magical moment. No, it's fucking gross and ugly and disgusting. And the baby comes out covered in like vagina blood, bro. Like it's gross. Thoughts on subliminals? Also, what subliminals you recommend I listen to improve my power and to make my life better in this reality? And do you believe they actually work? No, I don't think no, let me phrase that. Subliminals work, but you have to believe them. So the best subliminals that you could listen to are the ones you create inside your own mind that you believe with a capital B. The second you believe it, that's when it's powerful. If you take a clear look at this realm, it's impossible to ignore I don't know if there's something to like leaving shit playing while you're sleeping and it's somehow you're wealthy, you're rich, you're abundant, you're peaceful, you're prosperous. I don't know if that makes a difference. It hasn't in my life. I've fallen asleep to mantra videos and it doesn't do anything. Look at this realm. It's impossible to ignore how demonic it is at its core, trillions of being equipped with the pain receptors and thrown into a biosphere built on decay. Yes, it's very dark and evil. The setup of reality right from the gate is sort of dark and evil. How can you possibly not feel sexual frustration having no sex for so long? I'm at a point where I wish I could just fucking remove my dick just to not ever have to masturbate again. No, I still get it, but not like I used to. Laugh out loud. Radiation, pyrrhotism, starvation, and death. A system where suffering isn't an accident, but the primary output. Pain is produced here like mass-manufactured goods on a conveyor belt, an endless string. Yes, but so is pleasure. So is excitement, enjoyment, interests. People, there's a lot of things people love about this reality too, Triumvirate. If it was just what you're saying, pure pain, misery, just a hell realm where nothing's enjoyable, everybody would have already off themselves. You wouldn't have to talk them out of it. Like they would be like, fuck this, I'm done. But because there are things, that's the trap though. Sex can be beautiful if you really love the other person, but then again, sex is how new souls get trapped in this reality or another round of torture. Of torment recycled through every generation, every species, every ecosystem. It stinks bad when a baby's being born in a way that I think I could only handle because of some of my DNA was involved. Put a ring on finger and girls will approach you. Yes, this is the trap. Those good things in this reality are a mirage. Yeah, it's funny. People think that it's like this spiritual thing going on. Dude, it's weird. When I'm single, no girl wants to talk to me. And then when I'm in a relationship, girls want to talk to me. If I have a ring on my finger, all of a sudden every girl's attracted to me. Yeah, because nasty people exist. Do you know that in her head she's going, I want to fuck him because he's got a wife. I want him fucking me knowing he chose me and I'm a better chick than his chick. Yes, people have sadistic thoughts in their heads. It's not always some spiritual shit. Sometimes people are just weird. Those good things in this reality are a mirage. Are they? Well, they're a good enough mirage to keep people going along. And then who's to say that the bad things aren't a mirage? To control us or sway us or keep us, on the path or something. I don't know. How the fuck are people who pretty much never date any girl supposed to deal with sexual frustration? Like, seriously. They watch pornography and masturbate. What do you mean? If it was 95% hellish, everybody would have offed themselves by now. Yeah. If it was that bad, like we say it is, this reality would end, or humans would have ended themselves a long time ago. They wouldn't just be tortured and tortured and tortured and tortured with no pleasure, no fun, no enjoyment, no excitement, no interests. Again, while we could sit here and say sex is gross and blah, blah, that's your perception. You're living from that perception. That doesn't make it true to the guy that's got a smile on his face when he's banging down some chick doggy style. To him, he thinks it's great. So just because you have that opinion, don't make it true. It's all perception. And we wouldn't have to tell them about it because there would be able to cope with this and how and be delusional, especially with cartoon stories. People love cartoon stories, Sean. It's weird. They love living in delusions. It's very creepy and weird. Girls want what other girls want. They the gatekeepers of the matrix. You know what I mean, Chris, aka religion. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Jesus never had children. What does that tell you? Jesus was an anti-nihilist. Yeah, but it gets to a point where, well, he was, wasn't he? Wasn't that what he was preaching? That this place is dark? And I mean, it depends who you're talking to. Where your brain just starts becoming immune to porn videos, you start needing some sort of stimulation. I'm getting to a point where I can't even have orgasms no matter how hard I try. Really? Oh my God, that sucks. Sorry to hear that, Hillpit. I would say abstain then. Abstain for a long period of time. Like I don't know, like a dopamine detox from porn or something. I see an increase in females trying to holler at me. Isn't that crazy? Because our brain, and it's also because the mind virus works through people. And if it sees an opportunity to cause chaos, fucking up your relationship, it's going to jump on it. And that's why once the relationship's fucked up and broken, she loses interest because she never really had it. She only thought she had it because the mind virus was telling her to fuck you. It's because our brain creates happy hormones that keeps us delusional. Yeah, but our brain also creates misery hormones that makes us unhappy and depressed. Yeah, that's how porn is designed. Hillpit. Pain is more painful than pleasure is pleasurable. This is true. Well, yeah, I guess. The pain is plenty, the pleasure is not. I am so disgusted by porn. I just watch 20 seconds and ejaculate, done quick. The pleasures are fleeting. So for me personally, I sort of backed away from porn. I seen that porn, or you could say me, I started becoming jaded by what you would call like vanilla porn or regular porn. And then I started needing something a little more. Yeah, let's watch an anal porn. Let's watch them emulating rape and him like choking her. And it just got darker and darker and darker. And that's what it does. That's what happens. It's weird that the human thing degenerates or degrades. Why doesn't it ascend or improve instead of degrade? Why does the human avatar's only option lead to the degradation of it instead of the improvement of it? The pleasures are fleeting. It's impossible because our body asks for it and our body produces sperm and wants to get rid of it. So it's not like you can just escape. No, you're fighting against anatomical urges. That's why I say just rub it out and get it over with so it goes away. But then a lot of people say, oh, then you're going to be low on energy, and which is true. It sucks. You're forced into a shitty situation. No such thing as misery hormones, only lack of happy hormones. This whole reality is chemical based. Even your perception is chemical based. Watching corn is getting cooked. Sort of, yeah, I guess it is. The fact that we need to copes and distractions should let you know that life is suffering terrible boredom and misery. Well, it's not that life's indifferent. You are suffering, bored, and miserable. You, as the entity that's sitting there, the meat monkey that's sitting there, it's a bored, depressed, miserable person. That's you. You're experiencing your reality through that thing's body. Those entities might be watching. Oh, they are. Those entities feel when you ejaculate. Corn is kind of gay. Yeah, corn is definitely gay. I don't know if it's gay, but it definitely feels sort of unnatural. It feels unnatural, doesn't it? Ew, that's creepy. Oh yeah, they watch. We are the TV. We are the Truman Show. This perception thing's all happening like through us. I'm glad I never did it. You never did what? You never masturbated, Sean? For real? That's actually impressive, bro. How old are you? You never masturbated, bro? What are you saying you never did? You never watched porn? Corn? Whatever y'all. Why are y'all calling it corn? Just say porn. I don't give a fuck. It's my stream. But oh, you never watched porn or masturbated? God damn, motherfucker, you know how rare you are? Who are real life Morpheus and Neo? The people closest to them who have taken the red pill, and who is Agent Smith, the one who supports the blue pill and who has taken it. Though someone also might takes blue. I couldn't do the MG. There is a asperic benefit if you pop the pineal. I never achieved that carrot. What? I couldn't do the what? T. Type that so it makes sense. And I've eat clean, exercise, gave up vices, and no fat. T, I don't know what you said on the first comment, so it's hard for me to even put any of that into context. Masturbation for me has now become a chore, not a pleasure. For many years, I fucking hate having to do it. Change my text. Yeah, it's always hard to read you, brother. It's every comment you leave, I'm always sitting there like, what? Like, I'm on a no fap stretch for about 6 weeks. I just don't feel like it at the moment. It's kind of annoying though because I feel attracted to people. I usually when I'm 50. God damn. That's almost unbelievable, Sean. That's almost unbelievable. That's super rare. I wouldn't do it, the masturbation or porn or nut. I feel bad for you guys. I am dyslexic and this KB ghosting. I type fast. Phone is worse. It changes every fucking word. Oh. How old are you, Chris? I'm 42. Hill Pit, same. I have no satisfaction from human experience or activation now since I see how futile it is. No need to beat yourself up. Do it. Plus, it's 40 degrees in this basement and hands shaky as fuck. Oh my God. You need to get a spatial heater, bro. Dude, I think Sean's the oldest dude in reality that's never watched porn or masturbated. I don't know at this point. I thought everybody watched. I mean, it's so goddamn common. I mean, you can Google it. A fucking 12-year-old with a cell phone can be watching porn. I mean, it's so goddamn prevalent. I was 3 week no fat, acted cringe. Now I see clear post nut clear. I watched it back in the day. The only 50-year-old here? No. I'd say you're the only 50-year-old here that's never whacked your winky. Maybe the only 50-year-old in reality. The one time when I had sex with that prostitute, nothing about it gave pleasure. The penetration, the BJ, nothing. It was just a waste of fucking money. What a fucking pathetic realm. I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat is younger than me. Oh, I don't know about that, Sean. I've got some seasoned individuals watching my stream. I've looked up everything from Show to Mercy, Man Meat Human, Cannibal Flesh Store, and other horrible shit just to see if it really existed. I reported shit to Missing Exploited too before realizing they were in on it when that first began for us. Yeah, I'm 40. I can't imagine having to live another decade to 50. Like, how could people allow it? Born here, by the way. It was fake sex. Yeah, so I would say Hill Pit, you weren't looking for a nut. You were looking for substance. And looking for substance in a relationship like that's silly. Older than you. Yeah, you're 8 years older than me. Yes, sir. Uh, Oh, I didn't believe it. I mean, my upbringing was shitty, but for it to be business and like organized blew my mind. Mind, not the body. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm surprised I made it to 50. Not gonna lie. I thought I would have been dead by now. Yeah, Sean. Especially if you grew up in Compton, you're probably surprised when you made it to fucking 25 or 30. Most of my buddies that I grew up with were either in prison, OD, just in prison or dead. You know, most of my buddies are in prison or dead. And the few that I had that aren't, that I actually grew up with, one I can't find. It's almost like he disappeared off the face of the earth. Another one died not to drugs, just probably to obesity. One lives in another state, and one lives about an hour from me. Everybody else I grew up with is dead or in prison. Sex is a lot better when the chick is into it and not doing it as a chore. Yeah. Have you ever done it with a prostitute? Fuck no. Right? I thought I would have been dead at 15. No. Hell pit, I never would. I'm not judging you. Whatever. Do what you want. Whatever makes you happy, or what in that case didn't make you happy. But I never would do something like that. No. Well, I mean, why would I pay for sex? Well, I guess if you want just like to get a nut type shit, like I don't know, maybe, but you could do that going to the local bar, dude. You can try it out. I'm good, dude. I don't want to try that. If I'm going to have sex again, it's going to be meaningful. It's going to have substance. I don't want just. I would feel how you felt, Hillpit. I already know that. I don't have to experience it to know that it would feel empty and weird to me. I'd probably feel gross afterwards. Like I have to take a shower and I could not fuck a woman that gets fucked every day by a different man. I don't even know if my dick would get hard, to be honest with you, but you can just no fat then orgasm in your sleep to succubus and shit, both physical reality and dream reality. Wasn't expecting to make it this long, but somehow I did, though, for some reason. Dream displays a lovely scene. Real life is a gray mist demon or hag. It's probably not wise to trick off on these hoes. Yeah, I would agree with the original. So, Chris, how would you create your realm in the afterlife? I don't know. I have no idea. I still wonder what I'm going to do in that moment, Brooke. I think it's going to stay blank and boring for a while. I'm just going to walk around a blank, barren, beautiful landscape before I start spawning in big booty girls or something. I mean, I don't know. I always wonder that. I always say, what would you create in your afterlife realm? Because all you've ever had is limited to is this realm. So people say, oh, it's shallow. People go into the astral and they do sex games. So it's like, well, what else did you want them to do? I don't know. What can we do in the astral? If we're limited to only things that happen in the physical realm, I guess I'm going to have a bunch of sex endlessly or video games or first-person shooters or something, like running around shooting people. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. What if it was with a girl you just met a few hours ago? What was with a girl you just met a few hours ago? What, sex? It's a sausage party in here right now. It sure really is. Okay, I'll summon V. V. Damn, y'all turned this shit into Tinder now. Y'all funny though. So I've noticed this. I'm sure you guys have too. A lot of these truther conversations start talking about sex. About sex, banging girls. Would you sleep with a whore? It's not substance. V is gonna lament us. Or never mind. Yes, I meant sex. D isn't substance. Now, V is gonna chastise us for being druggies. She is like, that's evil. Don't you do that. Don't do that. This hits for you, V. I feel so much better. No, excuse me. Isn't this what these live streams always turn into every time? Literally, yep. Joking and sex and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm probably going to wrap this one up, guys. I just wanted to do a DMT update. Trip Report, whatever. That shit was crazy. But at the beginning, you let it all out, Chris. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that every stream, I'll say that too, though. At the beginning of every stream is usually a little bit of substance or whatever I'm getting on your tongue that sort of turns into this. But you can't really talk about the truth for that long because it doesn't exist. See you, Chris. Who you think are closest to Neo Morpheus in the real life? Like people who would red pill, who is close to Agent Smith? Worth blue pill. So the closest to Neo in this reality, I have no idea. The closest to Agent Smith is us, I would say. Truthers. All right, I love you guys. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I know this realm is bizarre, strange, detrimental, dark, evil, confusing. Anyways, I'll check it after this. But anyways, I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace to everybody. Abundance and harmony. Love you guys.